secret to good native advertising is thinking about content from a consumer perspective. So instead of you as a brand or a business or a publisher coming up with the content based around what you want it to do, think about the consumer first. So think about your audience and how you can provide value to them with the content that you're creating. That's just good advertising. It's good native advertising, but it's just good advertising. If you create content that brings value to people, they're gonna spend more time on it, right? They're gonna be more impacted by it, and it's gonna drive your business results. So that's, I think that is one of the secrets to good native advertising. In terms of examples, so we do a lot of really good work for Budweiser in the United States out of our office in New York. One example of good native advertising is something that we did actually relatively recently for the World Series, the baseball championship, when the Chicago Cubs won it for the first time in over 100 years. We actually created a video that spliced together audio from the announcer, from the famous announcer of the Cubs. We shot it overnight, stitched it together with shots of everybody celebrating, and then put it out the next morning. So it was timely. It was a video that was optimized for mobile, which is another big key to this. And it was something that brought value to the audience of Chicago and was relevant to everybody in the United States. The biggest challenge to native advertising right now is how quickly everything is changing. So we do not have the luxury of having these conversations at conferences like this, going out, building a plan, putting it in place, evolving it, letting it sit for a year or 2 years. Everything is constantly changing and everyone needs to be adapting to the marketplace on a daily basis. So, planning is everything, but plans don't mean nothing. So I think that's a big challenge that is really hard for people to wrap their head around, but so important to success. So the future of native advertising is something that we're really bullish on. Again, we really believe that native advertising is just a form of good advertising because it forces you to bring value through your content. You don't have a captive audience that you're buying, that you're renting, that you can just serve up whatever you want to them. So we think native advertising is, a term that maybe starts to go away when people realize and the attention environment changes so that everyone has to do native advertising. So we're very bullish on it. We think it's gonna grow. We think that it's gonna bring better standards creatively, media-wise to the industry as a whole.